we've sorted the servers. The plan is 2 games US East, 2 games EU, and then we'll do 1 more game on US East if the series is a tie after 4 games. Zen already has a win under his belt on US East server. It happened yesterday against Lost. He looked very impressive, very dominant in that match. But this is going to be a step up in quality against ApparentlyJack, who is no doubt one of the best 1v1 players in the world and has been for quite some time. And he's going to start things off with a quick shot, countering Zen's sneak into an early challenge position. We need to look at this from Jack's POV. So you can see that Zen's slightly off his line, looking for an early challenge. And he just shoots first time. Let's put it in 1-0. Zen and Jack, actually I don't think Jack right now is sitting in the top 10 of the leaderboard, is he? Oh, good shot again. Jack just spotted openings and slotted twice in the first few seconds. Yeah, Zen's sitting, I think, ranked 6 in the ones leaderboard right now. I think Jack's, well, for him, a lower rank than we're used to seeing him at, but I'm sure he can easily climb if he puts the hours in. But he's off to a great start here. Strong kickoffs for Jack, and some very consistent striking from the ground afterwards as well. Now, if Zen wants to try and stabilize here, it would be advisable to stop going for standard kickoffs, but he has gone for a standard kickoff here. It looks like finally he's going to get the ball under his control and not be on the receiving end of a Jack attack. Starts off with a flick, but Jack will be equal to that one. Unable to close the distance, and Zen also loses control. Just briefly though, and he avoids the back wall demo. This is about what we're used to seeing from him. In fact, is that open? Did Jack mess up this recovery somehow? I thought he might be back by there. By the time that Zen got in there. Yeah, he did. So he tried to wave dash, and his car spun around. He must have not held power slide when he landed that wave dash at a slight angle. It was going to be a bit of a race regardless. Zen thinking about a back corner demo. Jack moved upwards on the wall, so Zen decided against it. That's all too easy though for Jack. Zen with a big misplay here. He's conceded possession with no shots on target and boost advantage. Really all he was able to do is try and dribble the ball back into his corner and eventually lost it. So he's going to need to be a little bit more consistent than that. I think the big difference between Zen's opponent today and the 2 opponents that he played yesterday, if you didn't tune into my stream yesterday, there will be spoilers for those games. I'm going to be talking about I'm going to be comparing this series to those. So if you're trying to watch things unspoiled, I definitely recommend that you turn off the stream right now. But yesterday, Zen played Raziers and lost. He beat both of them, and it was all to do with control. He really controlled, dictated the pace of the game from start to finish. He's coming back here. Looks like he's fixed the kickoff woes that he had at the start of the game. And he is able to snipe top corners just as well as Jack did. Great stuff. To come back within 1. High scoring early game. We didn't see a ton of kickoff mix-up from Zen yesterday against Raziers or Lost. He doesn't need it here though. Jack's overcommitted. That's open, and that'll be a tie game. Well, Jack thought he could get the boost, or at least a piece of Zen's car. And he was wrong. He was mistaken. You've always got to imagine that Zen is getting to the ball a bit more quickly than you think he will. Remember, this is the first of 2 US East games, so Jack could definitely do with winning this. I think Jack can win a game on EU server against anyone, including Zen. But he will be the underdog in those games. This is the game where he has to do some damage, and it's in fact Zen who's scored 5 out of the past, I think, 6 goals. Did we not have a 3-0 start for Jack? So it's really gone downhill since then. It didn't take long for Zen to turn this game around. He's not really switched up his kickoff too much. He's just continued pushing it hard to the outside. And Jack had a good counter strategy for that at the start of the game. Now it seems like it's working more in Zen's favor. Jack is not a player who's dominated ones in the past purely by being the best player mechanically. He's never been, I think, just clearly #1 mechanically at any era of his ones career. He's always been right up there at the top mechanically, but it's about his 1v1 IQ. It's his adaptation, it's his grit and determination that's allowed him to be such a dominant force in the one scene for many years now. And he's going to need every bit of that today against the incredibly mechanical opponent he's up against. Zen just flexing the wall dashes. He's outpacing Jack consistently here, and the goal spree continues. That's it, up to 7. Jack trying to back up Zen with the little fake jump. No such luck. Zen sticks around in the play, spots an opening. And the consistency that he's scoring is really quite terrifying. Both players still going for very all-in kickoff strategies. Zen coming out on top. He's still got control. It's all about taking control away from Zen. The only games where players have succeeded against him is when they've dominated possession. Whenever Zen's running the show, he just scores. Jack's giving him a compliment in the quick chat for this one, because I don't think Jack realized that Zen could get this one on target, but he landed very well. He's got multiple resets, and a great catch to slot that one on target. Jack underestimating Zen's capabilities on that play. Thought the battle was for the corner boost. The real battle was for the immediate goal. Zen jumps over the bump. Jack's still in a strong position. It's really not the best shot from him, but Zen's given the possession right back. Jack really, I think, going to be quite disappointed with his efforts on that play, though. Should have had a shot on net. He might have one here. Not one that Zen can't catch up to, though. Zen will loop back around and try to show Jack how it's done. Both players missing with their long shots from distance. Now Jack into the air. Having to use a lot of boost here. Wants to bump. Zen dodges. And a quick ramp up off the post. Sets up the wave dash to get him right back to the ball. Zen trying to pogo shoot. It looks like Jack's all over him. And finally gets a goal after quite a long drought. It was a long time without scoring there. And he read what Zen was up to. Saw the pogo shot coming, and he countered it at the exact right moment. You've got to hit the ball a little bit earlier when you realise somebody's about to shoot it from the pogo than you usually would. If you expect the ball to bounce and you're trying to time your arrival for the bounce of the ball, and they actually pogo it, then you're going to be a bit late. So good read by Jack there. And a nice flick by Jack now to make it a 2-goal game. Well, he's coming back. But what's he got with the kickoff game to try and gain possession at the tail end? There's been so many push kickoffs this game. Is amazing. They're both just trying to stick to this one strategy and hope that the other player overcompensates with an attempted counter. Double reset for Jack. Not the fastest shot on net, and Zen saves it, such that Jack has to loop back around. Oh, boost is ran out though. Jack survives a bit longer in the play. And he pulls it back to a 1-goal game. Well, Jack only had 20 boosts, but Zen ran down to 0. That's huge. The fact that Jack's able to manipulate that 50 in his favor allowed just a 20 boost advantage to result in a goal. And Zen will have possession here. That's a kickoff win for him, even though it's in his half. He shoots it immediately, and he does get it past Jack, who redirects it into his own net. He's trying to get it wide, but accidentally hits it on target. You can't really blame him. He obviously had to hit this some way. I believe it was savable. It wasn't an easy save by any stretch of the imagination. 2 goals again, the lead for Zen. Laid back, thanks to the Prime, thanks to the 5-month Prime, Porsas. Welcome back to you. And also brand new Prime from Lighto to OTP. This time it's going to be Zen with a compliment for Jack's shot. Just a simple turn and first time effort from Jack. Good catch though to keep control of the situation. Perfect flick to the top corner. A very high scoring game. Both players have struggled to handle each other's offensive power. I think that's mainly due to the fact that neither player wants to be on the back foot. They're challenging very early. This is where Zen is most frightening. The dunk goes under Jack, who's landed well. How's his boost management? Just 37 left. It's not an ideal touch. He has to use all of his remaining boosts just to get the ball clear, but Zen missed the steal. That's huge for Jack. Of course, you won't expect Zen to concede from that kind of flick, but it does give him a late chance. Oh, he's done it again. No way. He redirected the ball into his own net a second time. Well, you know, he had to do something here. I think he could have maybe been a bit more efficient with his pathing back to net. He did turn just briefly before running straight back to his goal. I think if he'd immediately ran back towards his goal, he would have made it in time for the save, but the problem is Zen probably wouldn't shoot it at him. It's going to be a game for Zen. The clock hits 0 just as the ball crosses the line for Jack's 9th goal of the game, but despite scoring 9 against the French wonder kid, the fact he's conceded 10 will cause him to trail. And it's a US East game also. Disaster for ApparentlyJack. in game one. A game one that he opened up with a 3-0 lead. So he had the best start that he could have imagined. He just could not stabilize. It's a consistent problem for all of Zen's opponents. They cannot handle his offensive power. It's not like they can't handle his aerial play alone. This isn't... I mean, you guys are probably... A lot of you have probably tuned in after seeing Zen's clips that have been circling the Rocket League community. His quad resets, his ridiculous aerial mechanics. But it's actually not the aerial mechanics that have allowed Zen to dominate offensively. Well, there's the classic open net miss for Jack. He's got that one out of the way nice and early. For Zen, for me, I think it's the ground play. It's the acceleration he's able to generate on the ground that seems to catch people off guard. He just has these bursts of speed. He has these moments where he moves a little bit faster than his opponents are expecting. And that gets him to the ball more quickly than they can deal with. That's, I think, the biggest difference between Zen and everybody else that I've seen at the top of the one scene right now, who seem to be a bit more consistent with their pace. Zen sends it with the challenge. That surprised Jack, who was expecting it to be a fake. Gotta go sometimes. I know some of you subscribe to the Flakes philosophy of always faking challenges, but if you always fake challenges, then it doesn't really have the good chance of faking anyone at the end of the day, because they're going to see it coming. You've got to throw a real one in every now and then. Zen's ping is 96 for those who are asking. It's not 280 like it was between the games. I believe that would just be because of his tab out of the game. Oh my days, what a save. Well, that is immaculate defense. Jack was not far off with the bump. But Zen saves the shot, recovers on the bar, and counterattacks before Jack can get into defense. I mean, Zen might be wondering at this point, why did I ask to change servers? I should have just taken all 3 games on US East. At this point, it looks like it's a fairly even match. This is the closest ping that they're going to get. If we play on Europe, Jack's probably going to have something like 120, maybe 110 if we find the absolute best server. So this is the only way we can get both players on a server with green ping. Before the match started, I actually asked him in party chat, is it just me, or does 100 ping with green text feel a lot better than 104 with yellow text? Type 1 in chat if you agree. Because for me, whenever I play on USC server and my ping is in yellow, even if it's 101, I'm unhappy. If it's 100 in green, I'm like, nice. And that can't just be me. So I think Jack agreed, so he probably relates to that. He'll know for a fact, an absolute fact, that he's not going to get green ping from Texas to EU servers. I don't think it's possible. Ceiling reset for Zen. He's all in with the boost, but it won't matter. Fakes Jack into the goal and lets the ball do the work for him. 4-1. I mean, this is just Zen's nameplate scoring the goal more than Zen the car, because Jack knows that Zen's capable of scooping that one in off the crossbar. That's why he's jumping. If that's another player, Jack just probably goes straight for the ball. Pre-flip open net for Jack. Secured. Sorry, Zen, I need to take one look at Jack's POV on this kickoff. What's he gone and done here? It's more of the same, just big pushing to the outside. Very interesting to see that kickoff being prioritized by both players. Now Jack switches with a hook, wins again. That's more of a conceded possession than anything else. Zen races in to accept the invitation. Jack just can't control Zen. It's clear to see, no one can control Zen. At least none of the opponents that Zen's had in the past couple of days. Razier's lost, and now apparently Jack. I mean, after seeing what Zen did to Razier's and Lost yesterday, a lot of people are thinking, well, maybe Lost is overrated, maybe Razier's is out of form, but I don't think that's the case. You know, the way that I saw those games was that Zen is actually just already a world-class ones player. I had a couple of viewers in my chat yesterday saying he's only been playing ones for a month or two. Before that, he was a twos main. And he looks like he's been playing ones for years. He's got the positioning, he's got the decision-making, and when you've got a solid foundation of decision-making and positioning to build on, and mechanics like these, you're going to be very tough to beat. 5-2. I mean, he just looks like simply the better player. Whenever Zen's on the ball in offense, Jack doesn't seem like he's got a good answer. He doesn't look like he's comfortable. Who would be comfortable defending against this guy? And then you compare that to Zen defending against Jack. You know, he did concede 9 last game. I think Zen's actual rush challenges have been a lot more successful than Jack's have. Oh my goodness. He is just brutally efficient, isn't he? I don't know how else to describe it other than disgusting levels of efficiency. He is so quick to that. He is just simply too fast. And he's so accurate as well. Like, usually when players play as quickly as Zen is playing here, when they decide to go for the ball for an early read with low boost, you're going to see slight miss-hits, you're going to see lack of pace on the shot, perhaps. But no, Zen just absolutely booms everything into the top corner, no matter how fast he's going. I mean, I feel like for him, he's just seeing everything in slow motion. Can Jack figure out a way to gain control of this series? Interestingly enough, I believe the only game that Raziers and Lost were able to win against Zen were game 3s. I'm not sure Jack's going to be feeling that confident, given the fact that he's 2-0 down on USE servers the way things are going right now. But I'm sure Jack has other plans, things he hasn't tried yet. He always has ideas. Obviously the idea here was to not miss the open net. It's a lot easier said than done at times. Zen vs Naupo, yeah, that Zen vs Naupo does sound like the fastest matchup that is possible in the world of Rocket League right now. Oh, Zen's pogoed him. Jack expected a bit of a later shot. He's looking at the reset. Zen leans a little bit further forward and shoots it directly to the goal. And we knew it was coming at some point. It's never going to be a Zen 1 series without a couple clips in it. Pogo shot on ApparentlyJack. I can already hear y'all saying, it's a plan B! Well, I don't think so. It looked like plan A to me. Looked like he had that intended from the moment he took off. I acknowledge that it's plan B if it doesn't look like they meant it. Yesterday we had a legitimate plan B where Lost didn't look like he went for the shot and it happened. Oh my goodness, Zen. I mean, he's missed a corner boost or two, but he still thrives. Jack is running out of time. He's just going to need to send it right now. There's no other option. If he does not score in the next second or two, it's going to be game over. This is it. Has to get this into the goal, and he has to bring his best kickoff strats to the table. What's he going to have to work with? Slight offset spawn. I think Jack's probably just got to go big on the left here. It's the most likely way to get a kickoff goal. He goes right though, which tends to be a more even kickoff. Less volatile. I mean, definitely in this case, the ball is hardly moving. Zen is going to win game 2. He's won both of the US East games. I mean, the plan was to switch to Europe at this point. Zen's probably thinking that's no longer necessary after winning 2 in a row. But that's what we're going to do. Jack, a man of his word. Switch to EU we will. We might need a couple of minutes here to try and find a good server, but hopefully not going to take too long. I don't think Zen expected to win 2 games in US East, by the way. That's probably why he asked for a server switch to happen. He probably thought, yeah, that's not a good server. I'm pretty sure Jack can get better than this, but it's up to him. I'm not going to... Yeah, Zen's already going to leave, because I don't want to... I don't want to put him under any pressure here, you know. Jack can do what he wants. I think that he should probably be able to get 115 ping as the absolute best from Texas, and 120 is about as good as you can hope for on most of the good servers. Come on, give him a lovely 120. Oh, well, I guess I wasn't specific enough. Yeah, honestly, you're not going to get much better than that. It is a lot harder from Texas. It's fine, though. Zen's somehow got 76? What? Wait. Is this another instance of Zen's mum using the internet while he's in a show match? This happened yesterday. Oh no, she stopped watching videos. So Jack might be in trouble. Oh dear. You know that what this might be is Jack just trying to activate some kind of, you know, primal instinct within himself. Oh, Zen lags at the start of every game. Okay. He definitely lagged between games. I thought it might be just because he's tabbing out or something, but that makes sense. See, ping advantage is undeniable. We can all see that. There's literally a number on the screen. But one thing that you've always got to remember when you're discussing server advantage is that, yes, Jack had the home server for the previous 2 games, but that means that there's less pressure on Zen as well. And, you know, I'm giving Jack fans a little bit of copium here, but I do think it is valid. you know, the player on the home server is supposed to win. Therefore, whenever they concede, whenever they're losing on their home server, pressure's on to perform. So there's no pressure on Jack here. He's already lost twice on his own server. Now he's on the away server. So this is a zero pressure situation. And he's trying to just get his mechanics warmed up, it would seem, at the start of this one. Possession play prioritized. Zen undeterred. Just immediately races in and puts in a third goal just 1 minute into the game. I mean, this is just crazy to witness. Jack's, you know, he's obviously not in peak one's form right now when you look at the rank ladder, but I don't think he's really played too badly here. You know, Jack usually finds a way into any series he's in. He usually finds a way to make anyone feel uncomfortable. He's, you know, reverse swept Daniel in somewhat recent memory. I think that was in December of last year. He reverse swept Daniel in a best of 7. You know, that's all you need to know about ApparentlyJack. He never gives up. He always tries to find a way to get into a series even if he's struggling. But he does not have an answer for Zen. He just simply does not have an answer for the aggression and the ridiculous level of consistency that Zen has had on display. Usually when you run into a player who's playing at this pace, you know, think about players like Naupo. Think about players mainly coming out of the Middle East who play at this speed. Players like Dark. They don't do it this consistently, I don't think. I think, well, actually, Naupo recently might have had more consistency, but historically, Dark and Naupo are two of the fastest players, and they've definitely not played at the consistency Zen has displayed in the past couple of days with his one show matches. Nowhere near. So this is definitely something a bit new for Jack, because there are almost no openings for him to exploit. He's trying to wait for the opportunities, and they just aren't there. He's waiting for Zen to misplay. It just isn't happening enough. Oh, he almost got there. That's a good goal though for Jack. He just had to go for it here. Didn't have a lot of boost, but he managed to get a shot off nonetheless. All about just getting it on net as quickly as possible before the internet save could connect. You should update the fastest players list. Top 10 fastest players in Rocket League. That would annoy a lot of people, I'm sure. Like if I put, you know, EU and MENA players in there, you know, Reddit's going to be absolutely fuming. Oh, I wanted to say, by the way, I was watching, you know, shout out Dazarin. I was watching Dazarin stream last night. I saw that he was reacting to Reddit mauling at me tweeting some stats about last and this season's RLCS without understanding the context of it. I saw Dazarin. I saw your reaction to that. So yeah, good content. All I wanted to say is that I slept like a baby last night. I had a great night of sleep. I've actually not been sleeping too well the past few days, but after reading Reddit absolutely mauling at me just posting some stats on my own Twitter about how EU slightly outperformed NA for the past year, yeah, I slept like a log. It was great. I've not slept that well in the past week, so don't know if that's just a coincidence or if it does correlate. Either way, I thought I'd let you know. Yeah, I don't see a way back for Jack here, for being honest with you guys. It's too tough. I think if he's still in US East, I think he could have come back. EU, 130 ping. I don't know. Alright, he's going to go for it though. Great shot. I mean, he needs to play with pure perfection and he needs full control, because if you're down this much of a ping disadvantage against a player like Zen, you pretty much can't let him have the ball. You need to have full control. Because as soon as Zen gets his hands on the ball, it's going to be much more difficult to play. So Jack has to go for this, and he will. Good fake, but in an attempt to get there quickly, he's missed it. And I mean, that's just the pressure that's built up over the past few games. Jack knows that if he doesn't get back to this ball as quickly as he can, Zen's going to take it from him. And that causes Jack to misplay. It's a forced error. Cumulative forced error by Zen. Now Jack's in even more trouble. Zen's going to fake it through him. A little bit of 50 control. And he's up 7-2. Yeah, I know all of you guys are already trying to theorycraft who can stop Zen. The list of valid answers to that is growing shorter and shorter. It's a very short list at the moment. I think Jack definitely has a chance on US East server in his current form. EU with... No, I don't think it's possible. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't suggest when I asked these guys if they wanted to play... I wouldn't have suggested EU server for a Texas versus France matchup, but both the players wanted to give it a go, so I respect that. Of course, it's up to them. In my opinion, it is just a bit too far away geographically to be playable. It's not green. The number's not green, so it's just too much. Oh yeah, I don't want to take anything away from Zen. I think, you know, Jack had a chance on US East, but let's be honest, Zen did look like the better player. Jack had a 3-goal start, 3-goal lead in the first few seconds in Game 1. After that, Zen scored 10-6. In Game 2, he dominated. He's just been a slightly different level the past 2 days. Yeah, Rawas is probably the #1 shout for everybody right now. I know that other people are going to be saying TRK. They're the most clear options. I think, you know, players like Daniel, First Killer, AJ, Yan would probably have a shot on USC server. Jory's, Moxie. You know, there's like probably 10 or so players in the conversation for players who look like they can handle the maniac that Zen has been the past couple of days. Yeah, Jack's just not been able to do it on this occasion. Smitty Joe 98, thanks for the 6-month Prime. Also Laid Back, thanks for the Prime. Poor Sass, thanks for the 5-month Prime. Appreciate the support on the stream today. We've got one more match coming up in about 30 minutes time, for those of you who are wondering. That's going to be Vatira versus Jorias. If one French Wonder Kid isn't enough, well, we've got Vatira as well. Another addition to the one seen from France, who needs no introduction. Player of the year for the last calendar year, in most people's opinion. For RLCS and for 3v3. But just the other day, Vatira was able to beat Moxie on, I think it was D7's stream, a French content creator. So Vatira clearly in immense form as well. He's going to be playing Jorias on my channel in about 30 minutes time. We're just going to be chilling until then, hanging out. But GG's, appreciate Jack coming on and giving it a shot against Zen. I'd love to see them rematch in the future on the same server. But yeah, Zen is just different right now. He you know, no one has ever, you know, immediately come onto the scene and had 3 results as impressive as this on 2 consecutive days. I mean, show me a better 2-day resume on your 1v1 Showmatch debut than Razier's Lost Jack, dropping only 2 games between all 3 series. Show me a better one's resume. I don't think there is one. Historically, that might be the best 3 wins anyone's ever had. With the Lost series being entirely on USC server and the Jack series being 2/3 on USC server.